Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to a new topic. We're going to be talking about the hospice playbook for Google reviews, maps visibility, and conversions. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. You can let me know in the chat that you can hear me and see my um, so here in Sadie, that's it. So welcome, super excited for today. We're going to be talking about reviews, right? Google reviews, how to make your marketing more effective, what that is going to do for your visibility in your market and conversions. So uh, let me know if you're excited about that. Who here is investing anything in your digital marketing? If you can share that also in the chat. Let me make sure I got that enabled. Sometimes I might I don't. Awesome, thank you, Stan. Uh, and anyone else? I see a bunch of you in here, so let me know with a little bit of interaction. All right. So cool. This is all part of our accelerated growth model here, right? And we're really looking at the maximized conversion over here. Reputation fits in there perfectly, but it also, kind of supports some things with the organic SEO and but really ultimately conversions, right? And what do we mean by conversion is just, someone finding you online that was not referred to you and, picking up the phone, calling or filling out some sort of form, making an inquiry online, right? That's what we're talking about. It's just another view of that accelerated growth model. And uh, went in depth here on a few of these items, right? Things we have to solve for when we're doing marketing online, right? For any business really, but this is specifically for hospice, right? We're a hospice only marketing agency, right? So, we also work with some home health companies. So hospice and home health care is our niche, and some of the things we have to solve for, right? We have to drive leads. We have to maximize the conversion of those leads, and then we have to optimize the results. Okay. And so each month throughout the year, we go through a specific element, like organic SEO. What do we do to optimize for SEO, and what do we do to, make our paid ads work properly and drive a result, right? uh, Looking at your website and conversion effectiveness of your website, and how does AI come into play with some organic search. So a lot of things that we cover throughout the year. Next month we'll be doing our internet marketing plan for 2026. So we'll be setting some goals and setting you up for the new year. But like I said, today it's all about the reputation side of the equation and what that does for your digital marketing efforts. All right. So and again, another little model here of the digital dominance method. Um, and I'll keep moving on. So if you can just turn off your cell phones, turn off Facebook, turn off whatever you need to turn off, and just focus here for the next 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. But really, if you're serious about your internet marketing efforts, if you're not doing internet marketing, this could be maybe a eye opener for you. And but really, what's at stake here, right, is just tripling the amount of calls and leads you get from the internet if you take care of and do each step correctly. A big one is the reviews, what we're going to be talking about today. So what we're going to cover, why having the best tools out there for generating reviews, right? How that still does not get the job done, right? What you could have all the tools in the world, right? If you're not leveraging them properly, you're not getting the benefit. And we want to look at like how we can tap into the power of multi-channel communication, right? Email, SMS, and maybe some physical cards that you could drop off, right, to up your review count. Um, and really, online reviews is a team sport. Okay, you need the entire your entire team on board and really bake this into your team's culture, right? This really should be part of your staff's responsibility. So when they're in the home, they hear a thank you from a family member. They should be trained on how to ask for the review, right? And trained, maybe they practice this with some of their team members. But sending that text message while they're in the home, while they're with their family member, okay? And I think it's also very important to respond to all reviews, whether good, bad, or indifferent. Okay. We want to make sure that each review has a professional response. And this is going to do a lot for your culture, right? People are going to see that. There's thousands of people that are seeing some of our clients' listings, right? Thousands of people every single month uh, are looking at our clients' reviews. Okay, and we see it. The ones that have like tons of reviews online, they are dominating it. Okay, they are killing it in their market. Their marketers are using them in the field, and so it goes a long way. Okay, so everything I'm going to be sharing with you today can be put in place for your practice, and then it's on to another level after that. Okay, um, and how to have all this kind of taken care of for you, right? The things that we do, we support your team with. And really just the goal is to let the reputation speak for itself. Okay. Um, So, who am I and why you should listen to me? I'm the author of the book Internet Marketing for Hospice Providers, widely accepted as a premier expert in the internet marketing space for hospice and home health companies. And we've worked with dozens of hospice providers across the U.S. And so everything I'm going to be sharing with you today is not based on a book I read or anything like that, right? This is what we do every day. We work with hospice providers. I've been in the digital marketing space now since 2012, and we've worked with a number of different companies since that time, right? Building websites, doing the SEO, running Google ads, running Facebook ads. We've been doing this for a long time. And this is our team, okay? So it's not just me doing everything, right? So we have a team in place that handles the PPC management, right? That sets up the CRM and the SEO tasks and writes the content and builds the website and designs the website. So yeah. Um, and we're on a mission to triple the census of 1,000 hospice providers. Okay. That is our goal. This is what drives us every day and motivates us to to support our clients. So I'd love to start with the why, right? Like, why does this matter? Okay. And so really online reviews can make or break a business. There's things out there, a 3-star list, 5-star review can really hurt a company in terms of like like converting and for any company, right? But if there's in some markets there's hundreds of hospice providers, and if they could easily choose the one that's across the street, right? With a 5-star reputation. Why would they go with the 3-star, right? And so this could be make or break. And if you're the leader in your market, right? You have 100 plus reviews, and your competitors don't have half that, right? You're gonna get the lion's share of those calls, right? A lot of times people go online when they're looking for looking to transfer a hospice or whatnot. look at what do you think they're looking at, right? They're going to take their time. They will read those reviews. They will look at that. And we see this every day. Our clients are experiencing um, great things when they put this in place. Okay, so and your reputation online right now might not speak to or reflect the quality of care, right, that you provide, right? So you might not have any reviews right now online, or there's only one or two, maybe they're a year old or something. So it doesn't, it's not reflecting the actual care that your nurses, your social workers, the care that they're providing might not be reflected online. Okay, so that's a problem, right? We want to solve for that, right? So we're going to be talking about how to accomplish that. Okay. And then you might have already invested in some sort of reputation management tool. And it's just it's not driving, it's not working, right? So we'll talk about that as well. Okay. And so um really what's at stake here, right, is this could really drive down and waste a lot of opportunities that your marketers are creating in the field that that you're marketing that maybe if you are doing any sort of digital marketing this could be hurting your conversions. Okay, and what they're going to be doing, you know, these patients and families are going to be going to the other hospice, right? You're going to find out that they chose another hospice. So very important to focus on this, and I'm glad you all are here with me today. So, and all right. So the opportunity, right? We want you to be the provider of choice in your area. So kudos to you for joining today's session, and we want you to stand out from your competition. Okay, online, right? And we want you to be able to leverage the tools that you have, right? And really maximize the potential of these tools. You got to use them, right? And but we need to make sure that we put something in place to drive these online reviews consistently, right? Um, and then we'll have a reputation that speaks for itself online. So um, success would be the provider of choice in your market, right? Rankings will improve. You'll get more conversions. You'll get more calls. Get more inquiries online. Okay, so let me know in the chat who's up for that. Does that sound like a good plan? And yeah, so drop a one in the chat. Drop a one, drop a high five, or something in the chat. Just let me know you're with me and this makes sense for you. Okay. So, do online reviews even matter, right? And what the stats are telling us, right, is that 84% of people trust an online review just as much as a personal recommendation. Okay. So way back when, when the dinosaurs roamed, right, a personal recommendation was uh, was the best, right? Now, like people are trusting those online reviews just as much as a personal recommendation. So they're taking it as someone's referring them. And 77% of consumers think that reviews that are more than 3 months old, they're not so relevant anymore, right? They're not going to trust that as much as one that's a week old, right? And so that makes sense. That's why it's important that the cadence at which these reviews come in is paid attention to, right? We can't just put one little effort out there, get a bunch of reviews, and then forget about it for months, right? This needs to be baked into your team's culture, and there needs to be a number of things put in place, right? We want to train them, and they need to get used to asking. Okay, you might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but yeah, Google reviews are mission critical, especially if you're doing any sort of advertising online, if you're putting any sort of focus into your digital marketing efforts. And I promise you, like so our clients are growing every single month because of the things that we put in place for them. So I think these are everything that we cover are very important topics. And so yes, Google reviews are mission critical. See one of our clients here. So the number of calls that come in because of these efforts, right? And it just makes all of the other marketing that we're doing for them that much better. Okay. And yeah, so why reviews are mission critical, okay? They impact your Google rankings, right? Um, they will help you rank better in your market, right? It's not just because you have 100 reviews doesn't mean you'll rank number one all the time for all the different keywords in your market, right? There's a number of things that need to be solved for on your website and off your website, but they will impact your Google rankings, okay? And 88% of consumers look at online reviews, right? So you know, almost 9 out of 10 people are going to be looking at reviews before making a decision to pick up the phone and call. And like I said, it's a major conversion factor, right? When you do get the call, they're confident they found the right company. Okay, they don't need to call a number of others, right? If once they pick up that phone, you know, you can bet that they're ready to move forward. Um, so why is controlling and managing your online reviews important for you? If you can let me know in the chat why you think controlling and managing your online reviews is beneficial for your company. Okay. And so we're going to look at some key principles here on why that of generating reviews and what this is what this will do for your company. Okay. So number one, we have to provide a world-class experience. Okay. So everyone on the that takes care of that family member, every team member, even the ones in the office, right, that might be interacting when they call in and things like that, need to be trained on providing a world-class experience, right, going above and beyond, right. Um, so we have to provide a world-class experience. That goes without question, right? No one's going to leave a 5-star review if they got a less than stellar service. And then we have to bake this into the company and the team culture. And what that looks like, right, uh, is just everyone is on board with going above and beyond, and everyone is on the same page, right, and asking for these reviews. And so what we can do to support our team in these things, right? Some of our clients will set up competitions. They'll set up competitions between the staff. Like whoever gets the most reviews this month is going to get, you know, is going to get recognized, right? They might be up for a gift card or something. So there's some things you can do to really bake this into your team culture, but it needs to be practiced, right? So they need to be armed with a script, right? That's ready that they could just when they're in the home and they hear a thank you saying they're finishing up service, right? They hear that thank you from the family member, and that would be the time to ask for the review, right? Arm them with the script, and then give them. We have a tool that our clients have. They can open up the app and send a text right through the app that would forward that person right to the link. And so they could be with them, right? And you want to train them like, okay, here, I'm going to send you the link now. Here, can you click on it now? Does that work? Oh, okay, great. Here, while you're here, they setting this up is going to go a long way in getting those reviews coming in consistently, okay? Because all the tools out there, we all probably have experienced a service and then got an email or a text message, the next day, and we may have every intention to go ahead and leave that review, but then something else comes up, we start doing something else, and then you forget. Okay, so that happens a lot of times. So that's why I think it's important, putting something in place that could do this, and maybe even having someone in the office that calls like, hey, I wanted to check in. How are things coming along? Do you need anything? Hey, okay, good. You hear that they're pleased and they're having a good experience. Then that person on the phone, hey, do you mind if I send you a text message? It'll have a link to a Google review. Can I walk you through that real quick? So arming and training someone in the office can also help this process. So. Um, and I'm a true believer in this. What you measure and what you celebrate, right? You create more of, right? What you measure always improves, and what you celebrate, you create more of, right? You attract more of that into your life. So, and I think another one here is that your staff may be more motivated to be recognized in front of their peers than they are by a monetary gift, right? So they love competitions and they love to be recognized. So really celebrate and recognize these wins, these successes that your staff is creating. That can go a long way, and really then everyone on the team can see that, like, everyone at that point is going to be ready to put forth effort to provide a world-class experience. Okay. And also what you measure, anything you track, right? What you measure, what you track always improves. Okay. So if you start tracking your finances, right, you'll get your budget under control. Okay. You start tracking, your calorie intake, right? Your weight or your goal, you will hit, right? You will get closer to that goal. And so what you measure always improves, and what you celebrate, you create more of, okay? So we want to put some sort of tracking, some sort of, and we display that for you in our CRM that our clients have access to. But you want to look at these things, right? You want to track these things. So have this front and center, so you can, and then you're ready to celebrate the wins and successes your team has created. Um, and we want to leverage some tools, okay? And we just want to use them to the best of your ability. That ask for reviews, right? That request reviews after a service, and ensure that person will be followed up with by email, by text message. So we can set up some automation in our CRM for our clients that they can utilize and leverage uh, when doing this review initiative. Okay. Um, so yeah, we have all three, like email, SMS. We can create and design cards. We've done this for some of our clients. They'll have some cards printed that their staff can leave with maybe a QR code, and so we'll have a professionally designed uh, little postcards, you can call it, right? That can be left with the patient or family member. And then we just have to acknowledge and respond to every review, right? Even if a negative review comes in, right? We want to respond to that, right? We want to take care of that person, right? Call them, you can handle that situation offline if a negative review comes in, but you also have to handle it professionally because people will see that, right? And believe it or not, like people expect, not every people expect that, everyone's going to be not everyone's going to be 100% pleased. So if a negative one is in there and you still have 50 5-star reviews, right? That provides a lot of legitimacy to your listing, and okay, these guys didn't go out and purchase all these leads. Um but I think there's so you can't please everyone. Maybe someone's upset at the way the that you answered the phone, or something like that. So um yeah, so we want to acknowledge and respond to every review, especially the good and the negative ones. Okay, and it's bound to happen if a negative one comes in, right? And so we can help you prepare some responses to any review that comes in. So which one of these uh, would you work on in your agency? Which one of these principles uh, align with your company at this moment in time right now? Let me know in the chat. I still see a number of you in here, and thanks for being with me. Um, but we want to capture positive reviews from your patients and family members, and so the strategy here, right, is to leverage tools to request a review after every after every service. Okay, like what we said, like obviously timing for you guys is very important, right? So obviously when the end is coming, we don't want to be like seem insensitive and ask at the wrong time. So a lot of our clients, what they'll do is early on in service, they're in the home, their nurse, their aide, their social worker, their chaplain is in the home, and they've heard a thank you. Okay, they are now trained with the short script to ask for the review and send them the text message right then while they're working, while they're in front of that patient or family member, and they'll walk them through, right? Okay, let's click the link here, and then what it's going to do, it's going to pop open. Okay, now you choose the star rating, and this is where you can leave. So many of your patients and family members, they already are logged into a Google account. We want to try to remove all the friction. So leverage the tools, but also uh, we want to look at like maybe leaving some sort of card, right, or a postcard that has a QR code that they can scan and take them right to the review. We want to also train your staff. So this is a big one, right? Train the staff. So we want to put some things in place, some training and some practice for them. Okay, arm them with the script, and then also having someone in the office that you may already have this put in place, but training that person that's calling to check in, see if they need anything, see how they're doing, see how the service is coming along, if they're happy. So then they can be trained, hey, do you mind if I send a review? We really appreciate your feedback. These reviews get seen by like tons of people, and we just want to be able to support all the families in our community. Okay, um, and then I think building this into your team culture, and this recognition into your team and culture can really go a long way. So um, yeah, so really putting this, training your staff and putting this into your company's culture. Um, can really make or break this whole process, right? It really helps in the review cadence as reviews come in, so that it's not something that was a focus last month and then everyone kind of goes. So this is something that's trained upon, and all the new employees, all the new staff members, right? They're trained up on it, and you guys are, meeting about this on a monthly basis at least, and recognizing who's doing really well. And then we want to leverage the all the apps and the tools, leverage SMS and email. So let me know in the chat if anyone is using a uh, some sort of review acquisition system, review management tool. Do you have a way to track your online reviews? Are you just like depending on emails when they come in from Google or another platform? Um, but yeah, and then so yeah, we want to capture all the positive reviews, some of the tools out there you might have heard of or seen, or maybe you're hearing them for the first time, but there's Podium, Review Buzz, or Bird Eye, and Customer Lobby, right? So uh, there's I don't want you to think like just getting a tool and setting it up and then kind of forgetting about it is going to get the job done, right? So I've met with a lot of business owners and they've done these things and then they wonder why they haven't gotten any more reviews. Like what? Well, have they looked at some of those other key principles that we brought up, like baking this into your team culture, right? Training your staff on how and when to ask and all those things, right? Can go a long way. So, um, and so how do we respond to every review, right? So we got to put some sort of process in place, right? And so we'll put a system in place to ensure that every review does get tracked and measured. Okay, so you'll get an email at least when someone reviews, and then we'll have someone, we have someone on our team that does this for our clients. They will respond to every review, whether good, bad, or indifferent. And then probably want to like formulate some sort of strategy and like put something in place to address and deal with a negative review, okay? Because it's bound to happen. It's only it's likely gonna happen at some time, okay? So we gotta think about that and prepare for it, okay? And then um, yeah, and so like I said here, reviews matter, right? You can see like this was in 1 month how many times people saw our client's profile, right? 4,200 people in 1 month had saw our clients. And what do you think they're looking at, right? A lot of them, 88% of them actually is what the stats say, have looked at the online reviews. Okay. So that all those reviews, they're going to help in a number of ways in converting people that come to come to find your listing online and making them feel real confident that they're dealing with the right company. Um, so I'll pause there, see what you learned, see any takeaways. Okay, what did you notice, and maybe something that you would put in place that we could put in place right now. Um, is this something that's on your radar this year? Do you want to put this in place? Start baking this into your team, into your companies, into your team's culture. Start training your staff, right? Arm them with the link. Um, what ends up happening here if I go back? So this a client here in Alpharetta. They've been with us a long time, and you can see they've gotten 131 reviews. And so this has really changed. If you go to our website, you'll see a case study. Lisa has shared a ton about what this has done for her company. All these reviews that come in, I think she said 25 to 30% of all the census is coming from the web. Okay. Their marketers are in the field using this all the time, right? They print out a bunch of cards to when they're out in the field. They're using their reputation all the time. But what ends up happening, right? Like this, they're actually advertising, right? And they got a 3 star, so that's kind of scary. But you can see, I mean, they got 14 reviews. They got 39 reviews, but they got 131. So it doesn't really matter which position, first, second, or third. What people are gravitating, they'll look at the reviews, 9 out of 10 times, and if they're pleased, right, that they know that there was a lot of experiences that a lot of positive experiences had happened with them. So. Um, and like I said, like I shared earlier, it was all the calls, right? Just keep coming in. Tons of calls keep coming in, and from first time callers, 415. Um, in This was earlier this year, but since May to Halloween there, but yeah, 415 calls. And that's a lot of calls that come in from the marketing effort. But that's really all I had to share today. So if you're interested, if you need some help with this, please let me know. Happy to do this for you. To put something in place and work with you and your staff on implementing this review system in place. Uh, go to our website, hospicecaremarketing.com/schedule, um, for an analysis of your business in your market. Right, we'll look at your online visibility, like how well do you show up when someone does a search. Uh, does some sort of key search in your market for a hospice, for end of life care, right? How do you come up? Are your competitors showing above you? Right? And so we'll develop that keyword list and then show you where you rank in your market for those keywords. Okay. So you'll look at a ranking report. We'll also look at all the online listings around the web. So there's tons of these. They call them directories or listings. Um, in the internet marketing world is known as a citation. So a citation is a reference to your name, address, and phone number on the web. And so we want to make sure uh, that you're all these listings around the web that for one that you're listed in, right? A lot of your competitors may be. We want to also be listed, or your company. We want your company to also be listed on those directories, right? They give you valuable backlinks back to your website because you can put a link to your website. But what you got to make sure is that the name, the address, and the phone number are listed consistently across all of these citations. That's where the trouble comes in a lot of times. Sometimes, maybe a phone number was changed or you moved offices. Now this listing is showing a different address and this one. So Google may get confused when they see that. So they're not going to trust it as much. Okay. But when you have all of your listings kind of matching and all displaying the right information, right? That proves to Google there's an authority in the market. Um, and we'll look at your online reviews and your overall reputation online. We'll be able to present that to you and your social presence. And again, we can look at the conversion effectiveness of your website and provide you with some things that you can do to improve those elements that can increase some conversion. So again, hospicecaremarketing.com/schedule, or you can give us a call there, 877-959-5849. That's it for today. And hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please reach out, let us know, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks.